Hey, I want to tell you about a new sermon series we are about ready to start September 11th at the Mission Church. And here's kind of the foundations of it. The past 2.5 years has radically changed our lives. It's radically changed the way that we live our lives, right? The way that we work, that's completely different. The way that we do friendships or even family, that has completely changed. How about church? Wouldn't you say that how we think about or how we do church, that's changed quite a bit too, right? Some of it maybe really good changes. Other, maybe we're not so sure if they're good changes or not. One of the statistics I keep hearing over and over again is somewhere around 25% of people who used to belong to a church before COVID no longer belong to a church at all. That means that in the past 2.5 years, we've seen somewhere around 25% of people who used to belong to a church no longer. That's staggering, and I think it begs a couple of important questions. The first one is this: is the church really that important? How important is it that you and me be a part of a church? And then maybe it begs another question of, well, what does it even look like to belong to a church? What are the marks of belonging to a church? Or what are the marks of a healthy church? And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in our next sermon series. In the next sermon series, it starts September 11th. It's a 10-week sermon series called The Church, in which we're going to look at the story of the early church in the book of Acts and highlight 10 marks of the church that changed the world, and I believe still can change the world. And so I hope that you will join us, whether you belong to a church or not. You will join us and look at what are the 10 marks of a healthy church? What are the 10 marks of a church that can change the world? So I hope that you will join us at the Mission Church, 10 a.m.